こ So guys, that was our trip to Kitakata. We went to 2 great shops here in Kitakata City, and I have to say it's really worth the trip. So the first one we went to was the legendary shop Bannai Shokudo that serves the really classic Kitakata style ramen with a really clear tonkotsu soup with some niboshi flavors. Their curly wavy noodles and a chashu that is so full of flavor. It's really incredible. You also really like the chashu here, right? Yeah. And it's basically the same at the second store. So we asked some locals about their personal favorites and local favorites, and we heard several times the name Umeya. So we went to that one for our second bowl, and there it's the same thing. You have this really flavorful chashu. You have the curly noodles, although they're a little bit thinner, and I would say a little bit more slurpy. Or you could also say almost a little bit slimy, but they're really good for slurping. And there you actually have the choice between shoyu and shio ramen. And we asked them what's actually in the soup, and they said it's a mix of tonkotsu, so pork bones, and torigara, which means chicken bones, which is interesting because you have a really clear soup. And when you think about those bone soups, usually you think about tonkotsu as for example, a very creamy and rich soup, right? Interestingly, if you go to Bannai Shokudo, you should expect that there's quite a long line. However, the line proceeds quite fast because the shop is quite big, and in the inside it looks a little bit like a canteen. Yeah, so you go to the front, and like you pay directly at the entrance. It's only missing that you get like a small tray already with your food, but they bring it actually to the table to you. And the other one is more like a classic ramen store with a small counter and some tables. And Bannai Shokudo obviously is a very big operation. The second one, Umeya, is a family-run restaurant. It looks like the father, the mother, and the daughter are working there together and creating really nice bowls. And I think in the end, it's really tough to say which one is better and which one is worse, because they're like really both on a very high end when it comes to flavor and it comes to quality and technique. Really well executed. But let's go into like our personal favorites and personal rating here. Let's start with you. What do you think about Bannai Shokudo?
So Bannai Shokudo, as you said correctly, totally agree. Chashu was top notch. Absolutely Champions League chashu. I have to give that to them. Top notch. So personally, I'm more of a not so much chewy noodles, so rather have a good bite. So they were kind of too soft for me, but that's a personal thing. So overall the noodles were handmade, you could tell that, made in-house probably. Good quality, so that was really good. And the soup itself was, you know, this moment when you take the first sip, then you expect this explosion in your mouth. Yeah? And this was, I was expecting more based on what Sebastian told me and what the reviews told me. So I was a little bit off there, but if I have to evaluate now the overall package with the chashu especially and the soup, which is still above average, I would give this shop a solid 8.5.
All right, 8.5. For me, yeah, I don't fully agree on the soup. For me, the soup was really great because I really like those light tonkotsu jintans, the clear tonkotsu soups. For me, they have like really deep flavor, and I think they also work directly in the soup already with niboshi. Really nice, super rich umami wise. For me, I would say it's a 9. Even in Tokyo, this would be a 9 for me. And then if we go to the next shop, Umeya, what was your impression here?
So Umeya was coming to the chashu on a similar level, also very high level on the chashu flavor side, really fatty pork belly, a lot of stuff going on when you take it in your mouth, especially with the soup, so absolutely a recommendation from my side. Noodles were a little bit more solid than the previous one, so was going more into my direction. However, the soup itself was less, a little bit less flavorful, a little bit less intense in my feeling. Might come because there was more shoyu in there. So overall, I would give that one a good 7.5.
All right. I think I generally agree. I think the chashu was a little bit better at Umeya, but like really minuscule differences. I did like the noodles a little bit better at Bannai Shokudo. They were like a little bit thinner. I think a little bit more kansui. But yeah, still very good. The shoyu ramen, let's say the ramen with the shoyu, had like a little bit sour taste from the soy sauce that they used, which is quite nice, especially if you want to mix up things a little bit. Don't always have like the same style in Kitakata here. Yeah, but overall, still a very, very good bowl of ramen. I would go for this one with 8.5. Still very good. And overall, I would say Kitakata is a ramen paradise. I mean, the city here has like what, 50,000 inhabitants?
A little bit less.
Yeah, a little bit less than 50,000, and they have 200 ramen stores here. That's like one ramen store per 230 people. That's incredible. Was it 230? Something.
230.
Yeah, something around that, which is absolutely insane, right? And I feel like, of course, there's a lot of like ramen tourism, like people coming here for their bowls. But I also think like the people here, they have ramen multiple times a day, and that's not because they're ramen heads, because that's what you eat here. So if you are a ramen nerd, come in this area. Come to Fukushima Prefecture. Yeah, no, it's not all about the things that that you heard in the past, but it's also ramen. Rent a car, drive down here to Kitakata, and eat as much as you want. I mean, you won't regret it. And I think that's all here from Kitakata for today. If you like my videos, click like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.